Good morning, viewers. Welcome to MouShauk. So we will start with this. Sorry. So let us start with. So good morning. We will start with the question answer series of the skeletal locomotion in this chapter. So we were discussing that, and we will continue with that series. This is the remaining part of the question answers. So before I start, I would request you to do subscribe my channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, or if you are a new viewer to my channel, please, if you are liking the videos, press the like button, share with your friends so that they can also be benefiting from these videos, and do meditate before you start your day. And let us also start with the short meditation. Okay, so please concentrate on the point of light. See that light is a source of energy which is falling into your whole body is lighted up. You're feeling light. Your head is just free from all worries, all tensions. You're feeling so light. And you can grasp your studies much better. Your lessons, you can retain it to your head for much longer time and reproducing in the paper more accurately. Okay? Feeling much better, getting much interest to your work, and you're getting appreciation at the end of the day, getting good marks. Okay? So thanking God for the end of this meditation. Okay? So thank you God. Okay, let us start with the question answer. So first question for today is define synovial joint. Okay. So what is synovial joint? It is a freely movable joint which comprises of a sac-like fibrous joint capsule. Okay. So synovial joint is a joint where that is freely movable joint which has a sac-like joint capsule, fibrous joint capsule, a synovial cavity which is filled up with synovial fluid. Okay, capsule is there, a synovial cavity, inside that is synovial cavity, and inside that synovial cavity is the synovial fluid and a layer of articular cartilage on the head of the bones. Okay, then define false ribs, those ribs which are not attached to the sternum or but are attached to each other and to the seventh rib. So the ribs which are not directly attached to the sternum, but they are attached to each other and they are in turn attaching to the seventh rib, which is the true rib, okay, with the hyaline cartilage. With the help of hyaline cartilage, those ribs are called false ribs, 8 to 10, 8, 9, and 10. Then foramen magnum. What is foramen magnum? It is a large oval-shaped hole or opening at the base of the skull through which the spinal cord comes out from the brain. Okay, passes to the vertebral through the vertebral column. Then there's the vertebral column. Okay, then girdles. Girdles are what? They are the bony structures that articulate the forelimbs and the hind limbs to the axial skeleton, like the pectoral girdle and the hip girdle, that is pelvic girdle. Okay. Then ligament, it is a fibrous connective tissue that connects bone to bone and helps to keep the structures together and stable. Okay. Then we have a figure. See, we have to name the following. Okay, label the parts 1, 2, and 3. And the structure state the function of the part 2. So what is this picture of? It is a thoracic vertebra. Okay, typical thoracic vertebra. The first number one is the neural spine. Number two is neural canal. And the third one, that is number three, is the centrum, the body of the vertebra. Now, what is the function of the part two? It is the neural canal. The function of neural canal is it serves the passage of the spinal cord. That is, the spinal cord passes through it. Okay. Now, describe a lever. Classify it into various groups. Now, we have studied in physics also. It's a rigid rod that moves about a fixed point. That is known as fulcrum. So that is called a lever. Now, it is classified into three classes: first order lever, second order lever, and third order lever. In first order lever, fulcrum is between the power and the weight. Okay. Second order lever is weight is in between the fulcrum and the power. And the third order lever, the power is between the fulcrum and the weight. Okay. These are the three classes of lever. Okay. Now, explain the structure of the bone. So this is the typical bone we have, and the structure is like this. Okay. So, the thigh bone we are discussing here, example is a thigh bone. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. It has highly calcified, hard and rigid connective tissue. Okay. It is very strong and can withstand severe stresses. Okay. And it consists of what? It's a rod-like structure, excuse me. Two heads, it has two heads, okay, where there are hyaline cartilage attached to the heads, okay. Now, from in the middle of the bone, we have a compact, dense bone, okay, and that is made of, that has fatty yellow marrow. And on the sides, near the head of the bone, we have the spongy bone, okay? And it has the red bone marrow, okay? The spongy bone can, the spongy bone has the red bone marrow, and the middle one has the fatty yellow marrow, okay? Now, it consists of the bone cells, that is osteocytes, which are arranged in the form of concentric rings, which are embedded in the ground matrix known as, in which the collagen fibers and calcium and phosphorus are deposited. Okay. Now, external surface is covered by periosteum. So this external surface of the bone is covered with periosteum. It's a membrane which covers the bone. Okay. Osteum means concerned with bone. Okay, so peri means outside the bone. So periosteum means the membrane which is covering the bone. Okay, the periosteum consists of outer fibrous layer, inner cellular layer. So two layers are there: outer fibrous and inner cellular layer, and both are rich supply. They have rich supply of blood vessels. Okay. Now, it has a hollow cavity in the middle, which is filled with bone marrow, yellow bone marrow and red bone marrow. I told you, yellow bone marrow is in between, okay, in between the two heads, in the middle of the bone, okay. It is made up of adipose tissue, blood vessels, okay, and it produces WBC, white blood cells, okay, and the red bone marrow is present at the ends, which produces RBC, that is red blood cells. Okay, this is the structure of the typical bone. Okay, the two sides of the bone, they have, the two heads of the bone have hyaline cartilage. Okay, by which they are attached at the joints. Even the ligaments are there, which are attached from one bone to the other bone. Okay, now this is also a figure. The figure depicts a particular joint. Here we have to name the joint. We have to label the parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Write the location of it, where it is found, and state the function of part 2. Okay. Now, First, it is a synovial joint, and this first part is the synovial membrane. Second is the synovial fluid. Third is the fibrous capsule, and the fourth is the ligament. Okay. Now it is located in the hip or the shoulder. Synovial joint, which is a freely movement joint. It is found in the hip and the shoulder. And the synovial fluid protects and lubricates the two bone ends, the two bones, and it prevents the friction between the bones. So it lubricates the bones and it prevents friction of the bones. Okay. Name the joint which is present in the following. Wrist, it is gliding joint. Between atlas vertebra and the skull, it's the pivot joint. Elbow, it's the hinge joint. Hip, ball and socket. Ankle, it's the gliding joint. Okay. So this is the end of the chapter of skeletal movement and locomotion. In the next video, we will discuss the skin chapter. We'll start with the skin chapter. Till then, if you have any doubts, please do write in the comment box. Please do, you can also ask in my email ID, that is kasturi74@gmail.com. Okay. And if you are liking the video, press the like button, share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from these videos, and do meditate before you start your day. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for joining, and have a good day.